Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you are doing well this evening. It's time for the captain's first reaction to Lower Decks. This is episode 7, Much Ado About Boimler. And starting a minute or two early here, as I tend to do. So hopefully you guys are okay with that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on this episode. This was, I think, one of my favorite episodes. I really enjoyed the overall feeling of this episode, the whole premise, having the temporary captain. I love the references, like don't want a Jellicoe captain looking over us. I thought that was great. So yeah, a fun episode, I gotta say, and it kind of turned the tables a little bit on me at the end there, which I didn't quite expect as far as Mariner, because you kind of get the feeling that maybe she's not a super Mary Sue, and what's up with the other captain? She really had a thing for Mariner, eh? Just come right out and say that you have a thing for her. Anyway, looking forward to hearing your thoughts as always, guys. Um, let's see. Where did my live chat go? There it is. And I know that Olivia put in a super chat earlier today. And said, so Olivia Julius, $5. Not going to be here tonight. Just wanted to say the Cerritos has a beautiful golden retriever on board, while Trekyards only has a little pug. I'm jealous. And then she sent me a message saying, "Trust me, I love your dog. I love Precious." So, I didn't think that as an insult or anything to Precious. So yeah. But thank you, Olivia, for the super chat. If you guys can super chat, please do so. It really help with the channel, and we'd really appreciate it. Plus, get your input and feedback on this episode as well, which I look forward to during these lives. So, if you can, please do. Also, 44 people here, 46 likes. That is amazing, guys. If you are one of the 44 people that hasn't hit like yet, though, hit that like button. It definitely helps out. Um, Thomas Potts puts in $5. I'm enjoying Lower Decks, but something is confusing me. How old is Mariner and the others? We've had this discussion. I have a feeling that Brad Boimler is probably around 24, 25. And you get the feeling that Mariner's the same age. I have the feeling that Mariner's about 10 years older than him, maybe in their mid 30s. Especially now, considering that we just saw this lady captain who went to the academy with her and is now a captain. So that kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop. And even the actress who plays Mariner said that a line of dialogue she said didn't sound right as far as her age goes, the age that she thinks the character is. So yeah, there's some weird stuff going on there with that. So I'm not sure exactly what to think about her age, but I'm going to say mid 30s. A lot of people have called me out for that, saying she's younger than that, but she very well could be. We're not getting that information in dialogue, though, so it's really kind of difficult to say exactly how old she might be or actually is. Let me just lower the headroom here a little bit. We don't want max headroom. Max headroom. That looks a little bit better, probably. So yeah, let's see. Hezraz enjoyed it. Kane Starships, good evening. Mr. Pete Channel needs 800 subbies. At Thomas Potts, they're the same age. The only explanation is Boimler entered the academy much older. I don't think they're the same age, though. I really don't. I think they're meant to appear the same age, but I don't think they are. Just because, yeah, she probably entered the service or the academy a little bit sooner because her mom is a captain, her dad is an admiral. So I could see that being a thing that happened. However, I still get the feeling she's older than him. But yeah. Salty snacks. People should know I'm watching this naked, but I'm not judging anyone. Well, somebody out there right now is watching this on the toilet. So you can be rest assured that that kind of janky stuff happens. Um, let's see. Mr. Pete's channel needs 800 subbies. I think Tindy and Cyborg are much younger. Not much younger. Again, I would place them. I place them about the same age as Boimler, maybe a few years younger than Boimler, but not too far off. Hezraz, mid to late 20s, I think. Also, if humans live into their well into their hundreds, it makes sense that some of them start in Starfleet later. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. BJ Turan, I always thought that Mariner was much older than she seemed. I go with early to mid 30s. Yeah, that's exactly my thought as well. Judge 1981, PayPal, Trekyards at hotmail.com. Yes, if you don't want to super chat or you can't super chat, you want to set a PayPal. All the information for the PayPal is down below. Just send it to Trekyards at hotmail.com and let us know in the chat that you've sent to PayPal, and I'll read it via the email. But super chats are a great way to help with the channel. So is joining the channel. You can join at the rank of commander, captain, or admiral, and that's a great way to help out on a monthly basis. Or head on over to, of course, Patreon. So you know the routine. Tangent Rambles. As far as Boimler knows, Mariner's about the same age as him, and it's not like he has access to her records. BJ Vincent, hey Cap. I am so glad they are exploring Mariner's weird behavior to the point of Vulcan actually calls her out for disrupting away missions, and also the fact that she's been built up so much by this captain that she's such a kick-ass person in Starfleet that the Vulcan's like, and yet still an ensign, which I thought was interesting. So Thomas Potts, Bones going into the academy, that seemed odd. That old seemed odd. Yeah. Fleet Pass Swiftback, $5. 52 likes already. Woot woot. What about the Andosian in the FC uniform? My thought, Mariner is around 35 to 40. Yeah, mid 30s. Mid to late 30s. I'd say mid to early 30s, but whatever. What is the FC uniform? What is that? I did call it, though, that it was an Andosian and that it was a Starfleet uniform. I called that on a prediction video. So Andrew Sepp, $5. It would not surprise me if Mariner was a lieutenant or lieutenant commander and got demoted. We have to find out what she did, and I can't wait for Q to show up. Yeah, well, she's made a point of saying she's been demoted a few times, even thrown in the Briggs. So she was definitely at least a lieutenant. We've already seen her be promoted back to lieutenant and then demoted again. So I would say probably lieutenant commander. But that being said, I mean, how long does it take to get to captain? Apparently not too long, because the other lady is a captain, and she seemed pretty young as well. So, and kind of cute. I gotta say, the captain kind of turned my crank a little bit. The whole accent and just the look overall, even though she had a thing clearly for Mariner. Dave Stelzer, I want a plush dog, but not as a dog. I want a plush metal cube is what I'm saying. That was awesome. So anyways, yeah, that was awesome. I wish Precious, my pug, would do that. I could do without the whole head opening Sarlacc pit, eyes becoming bats thing. That's fine. Or the demon dog that climbs the walls and the ceiling. I could do without those ones. But turning into a cube, that was kind of cool. Mark says, I enjoyed the episode a lot. I love the double callback to Chain of Command with Jellicoe reference and the special ops uniforms. Yeah, they were both from the same episode, so yeah. Cam So, music is better than Enterprise. Everybody gives the Enterprise crap for its music. I like the Enterprise music. It's better than the original animated series music, for sure. For sure. Hezraz, Durga is Captain Obvious. Durga is Captain Obvious. First contact uniform. Why are we calling out first contact uniforms? Tangent Rambles, apparently section 41, it's 14, section 14, either doesn't have access to high-speed ships or otherwise doesn't place a priority on speed for some reason. Well, the ship that they were on was actually an NX, so it was a experimental prototype ship. So who knows what the purpose of that is. I'm sure a channel that you might be familiar with that focuses on ships and tech might take a look at that ship at some point and maybe have it for a ship episode on, I don't know, the day they usually release ship episodes, which might be Saturday. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, that's what the FC uniform is. Yeah, I just think it's a different type of uniform. I don't think it's the first contact, but it's a Division 14 uniform. Yes, there you go. George Magram, I think Mariner is 8 to 10 years older than Boimler. She served on 5 ships already. Yeah, I tend to agree with that. I think that was a very good assumption. Canadian Starship Riker was young when they pulled the captain's chair out for him. They did say that, yes. Tangent Rambles, sorry, I meant section 14. Yep, gotcha. Mr. Pete's channel needs 800 subbies. Ugh. British accents are so annoying. I don't think that was a British accent. I think that was maybe a Australian? Not sure. Hold on a second here. I'm really in need of a new fill light. This one is killing batteries like they're going out of style. So, plus I think I put the wrong battery in to start with, so that's my bad. Section 41, I thought it was Division 14. It is Division 14, so. Tim McCaffrey, gonna have an episode for the NX 75300? Probably a Saturday. I would stay tuned. Boimler said they are the same age, people. Yeah, he thinks they're the same age. That doesn't mean they are the same age. So he doesn't know for sure. So let's see. Tangent Rambles. Promotion rates can sometimes be accelerated due to situations or extreme merit. Yeah, or nepotism. If your dad's an admiral and your mom's a captain. Didn't TOS Kirk make captain at 29? Yeah, but he was also the youngest starship captain in history at the time. And then later in, I forget which TNG episode, but there's a lady captain, a black lady captain that was actually the youngest captain in Starfleet history at that point. So she outdid Kirk. And I think Kirk became a captain at 32. I've heard 34, 32, and then you just said 29, so I'm not sure what to think now. But yeah, Kirk was the youngest captain for a long time. But he's quite extraordinary as far as that goes, so. Cam, so you were wondering what FC uniform was. It was first contact uniform. Yes. Figured that out, though. Thank you. Thomas Potts, Trekyards, that Division 14 ship was interesting. Really needs more lighting inside. Yes, I would agree with that. Mark says, in the episode Conspiracy, they mentioned Tryla Scott was the youngest person to reach captain at the time. Yeah, see, that's what I was just talking about. I didn't think it was Conspiracy. I thought it was like one before Conspiracy that kind of was leading into Conspiracy, but it could be Conspiracy. Tie Up K, I am waiting for them to reference Harry Kim and how he stayed an ensign would make for a good line. Absolutely. They need to at least acknowledge Harry Kim in this show. Have him show up as like still an ensign, to be like a special guest ensign or something. That would be great. Judge 1981 says it could be a New Zealand accent. Tangent Rambles. I think the captain of the medical ship, the name of which I keep forgetting, has issues and really needs to turn on the regular lights. Yeah, I would say so too. Squadra Course throws in $5, which is awesome. Thank you very much. There needs to be a section 42 that solves all the problems created by section 31. Their motto could be "Don't panic." Wow, it was Division 14, not a section 14. So, sorry, thirsty today. Ugh. Hezrads. Also, I have worked with friends who are younger than me, and they assume I am younger. I don't correct them. Yeah, well, that's the other thing. If Boimler assumes they're the same age because they're the same rank, he's an idiot. But yeah. Thomas Potts, Trekyards. Maybe Boimler is like Harry Kim and never got promoted. Maybe. Mr. P challenged 800 subbies. I'm sure there were plenty of young captains after the Dominion War. That's also very true, and after the Battle of Wolf 359 as well. You got to keep that in mind. So yeah, I'm sure they fast-tracked a lot of people to the chair. So Jeff Jacob loved the Warp 10 Salamander. Yes. Judge 1981, Mr. Pete, they might have had a lieutenant commander and commanders in the Dominion War. And Broken Speaker, $3. I liked it. Money. Tangent Rambles. Oh yeah, the Dominion War probably led to a pattern of young officers promoted to the captain's chair earlier than normal. I would say that's a fair assumption, yes. It's funny that the dog plot was kind of like the B plot. The dog like talked the whole time that we didn't know about, which was amazing. And some freaky or not just transporter, just freaky accidents for the Starfleet personnel that were going to the farm. There's some interesting stuff there, for sure. I hope a lot of them get help because, good God, I wouldn't. I mean, you always wonder what happens to the red shirt that it gets, and then is gone next week. So, I mean, that's kind of interesting. Kind of answers an unanswered question in Star Trek. I don't know. And stop with the California class ships. Yeah, I get it. It's a ship that you designed for your show. That's great. Just show us another ship. We did get the Vancouver, the Parliament class in one episode. But now we've had a few episodes where there's been other California classes. Like, is that all they can interact with? Is a ship of their own class, of their own ranking? I don't buy that. I don't like that, first of all. So, no, stop it, please. Please show us some ships, some legacy ships. Have a Sovereign, have whatever. That would be great. I don't think we're going to get that, though. Ezra, for some reason, I checked the actress for the visiting captain. She is from Nigeria, was educated in Switzerland, Nigeria, and England, explains the different accent. Wow, that's fantastic. I would need to look her up because hopefully she's as attractive as her character was. Perplexum. Promotions on Voyager wouldn't have made much sense. 20 years into the journey to Earth, you would have a ship full of commanders cleaning plasma tubes. That's a good point. Mr. Pete's channel needs 800 subbies. There was an American Civil War general who became general at 20. Again, extreme circumstances, but yes. Mr. Pete's channel needs 800 subbies. You hit the nail on the head with Perplexium, with the promotions on Voyager thing. Yeah, absolutely. Darth Maul, Trekyards, the man who was both old and young at the same time, is a reference to Daniels from Enterprise. Yes, absolutely. You're right. I never thought about that. I think they're all references to something. We had the Warp 10 Salamander. We had the Captain Pike radiation person. We had the other whatever field they got transported through where they were combined. They were all ones that have been were referencing something else, which was kind of neat. That would deserve a full research and breakdown, but absolutely. Mr. Peach Channel needs 800 subbies. The dog was just stupid. Hey, I like the dog. It was kind of a dumb plot line, and the fact that Tendi didn't know better, she didn't know what a dog actually was like, was kind of funny. But yeah, I kind of agree. But at the same time, I like the dog. thought it was a nice little touch. Let's see. We have 112 people watching with 77 likes. Guys, let's get those likes up to 100 likes. We can do that. That's no, do the math, stupid. That's 23 people. 23 people need to hit that like button. Prove me wrong. Prove to me that I'm going to say right now you won't be able to hit 100. Just saying. So prove me wrong. Hit that like button if you haven't already. And let's get up there. Adam Vera is here. Hello, Adam. $5 with no comment, but thank you very much. This is one time I can read your comments, Adam. So by all means, say something. That'd be great. Chris Valdez, they keep blowing them up though. Oh, the California classes? Yeah, they keep getting rid of them in some ungodly fashion. They're like the red shirts of the fleet, and it's like the least important ship in the fleet with the least important crew in the fleet. So I guess that makes sense, but still. Plutopia, how common is being exposed to delta radiation? Don't know. Chill, we got a Division 14 ship. Yeah. Canadian starships, all the California class ships might be a callback to only seeing Constitution ships in TOS. Could be very much so. It's one of those questions that if we get a chance to interview Mike McMahon again at the end of the season, there's a few things I want to ask him now that we've seen a few more episodes. So hopefully we can do that. Guys, and that reminds me, if you haven't checked out the Mike McMahon interviews, we've broken up into 3 interviews. Go check them out. There's some really great questions and answers, and he's a great guy to listen to. He's a true Star Trek fan. So if you can go watch those on the channel just to help our views, that'd be great. And share them around. Share them to Lower Decks groups you're part of. Share them to Star Trek fans that you know will appreciate it. Just share it around. Spread the Trekyards word. Because if those... and those videos, those interviews have done really well for the channel. So if you can share them around, get them to get a little bit more exposure, get more views, more comments on them, it'll really help us get Mike McMahon back for at the end of the season. So if you can, please do so. We're also going to be releasing the interview in its entirety, kind of uncut, unedited. It'll be edited, but not really. It'll be a linear thing as opposed to the way that we kind of broke up the 3 videos. So there will be that to look forward to as well. But yeah, we want to get him back for the end of the season because there's a lot of things that we do still want to ask him, especially now having seen more of the season. So if you guys can help us out and share those Mike McMahon videos and just go watch them again, comment on them, hit the like button on them. Let's get the numbers for all those ones boosted up. That would be awesome because then it'll show them that, the Trekyards audience really appreciated seeing Mike McMahon on the show. And it was great for us to get that. We've had a few people tweet out to Mike McMahon on Twitter saying, hey, go back on Trekyards. It was great to see, somebody that really cares about Trek talking about Trek with people that care about Trek. So it was a good positive thing for the community, the Star Trek community as a whole. So if you guys can please promote that, tweet about it, tweet at Mike McMahon, TM, I think is his Twitter handle. Just get his attention, get CBS's attention that you guys watched the interview on Trekyards and you really enjoyed it. That'd be awesome. Mark says they're still using the Captain Pike wheelchairs. Well, they wouldn't be, obviously, but that was just funny. Just 1901, highest PayPal can use you, Trekyards at hotmail.com. Tangent Rambles, Tendy apparently has no idea about the biology on how biology on Earth works. So exactly where did she attend Starfleet Academy? The only facility I know of is in San Francisco. That's the main one. There could be other ones as well. It doesn't mean she saw a dog. Like, what are the chances there's going to be a dog on campus? Or even in the immediate area around San Francisco where she might have gone to clubs or whatever with friends. How many times do you see a dog on Star Trek, honestly? There was an episode, the TNG episode where the dog was an alien. We had, of course, Captain Archer's dog, Porthos. Dogs aren't that common. Maybe they're an endangered species. Fleet Prospect back. The actress that plays the visiting captain is Tokes Olagundoy. What a name. I have to look that up. Hezred says the dog was funny. If the dog knew it was a freak but wanted Tendi to not worry about it, makes sense that the dog would act in certain ways in front of others. Yeah. Um, uh, the Captain Pike chair is possibly more advanced. Had fewer buttons than Pike's chair. Kamsu, Riker and LaForge graduated the same year, 7 years before season 1 of TNG, but Riker was commander and LaForge was only Lieutenant Junior grade. Yeah, but different career paths, different styles, different ambitions, different goals. They don't necessarily all want command or captain or that career path. Riker was on a line for that. Geordi, not so much, so Chris Valdez, was the medical ship coming out of a nebula or was that a new type of FTL? Don't know. I thought that was weird. Just this creepy, like, haunted house kind of lightning storm thing. Don't know. Probably just a nebula would be my guess, but. Springtime, Trekyards, AM 37, and most people. Oh, I'm 37, and most people think I'm 28 or possibly younger for some reason. The California class may be older than we thought, but Rubido, NCC 12109. Yeah, but the registry numbers don't necessarily mean when they were constructed. And we talked to Mike McMahon about when that ship was built. It's an older design. It's definitely older than the Galaxy class. It's been upgraded and refitted a few times. So it is an older design, but I hate the registry number argument because there's so many things that break that in canon. So it's registry numbers are sometimes granted to a ship just as a ceremonial thing, or it's not necessarily when the ship was created and which order it was built in. Different classes had different designations, like the heavy cruiser classes were the 17 series. The in the Franz Joseph one, the scouts, the single nacelled ships were 3-digit registry numbers like 501 or 500. I know that was the Antares class freighter as well from Charlie X, but anyway. There's a lot of issues with registry numbers, and I don't buy into the whole "that's when they were built" philosophy. I just hate that. I think it represents different classes. It represents different things. So. Thomas Potts. Chakotay also had body parts aged differently and scattered, though the doctor fixed him and he didn't see what he looked like. Tuvix. It was a reference to Tuvix. The two ones merged together. There you go. Tim McCaffrey just Googled the Ostler and got naming it the Ostler is most probably a tip of the cap to the Ostler class ships, which were hospital transports in the expanded Star Trek verse. Very cool. I did not know that. Borg smells like old trash bags. I'm late. Did you guys figure out how old Mariner actually is yet? No, we suspect mid-30s, 35 or so. And I love that Borg smell like old trash bags thing because when you look at the costuming that they use for those, you would think that that's an inside behind the scenes joke as to what the Borg uniforms actually smell like. Because they used plastic piping, they used different elements that when you look at it, you don't think, what would that smell like? But now having that line be delivered, I need to talk to Doug Drexler or Rick Sternbach and find out exactly what those prosthetics and what a Borg smelt like on set, because that's what I think it was. It was a definite reference to the on set kind of thing behind the scenes. So. BJ Turin, in the U.S. Navy, you can become a commanding officer or CO of a destroyer or frigate by your late 30s. During World War II, this feels sometimes to late 20s and early 30s. Most ships' captains are commanders. Springtime, Trekyards. Starfleet probably just built a lot of California-class ships. Yeah, we never see them until the show. That bugs me. Shit like that bugs me. We would have seen it in TNG. We would have seen it in. Anyway, not a big deal. Not a big deal. Just a little pet peeve. uh, Judge 1981, Patreon needs you too, young captains. Hey, you can all be captains right now. You can all join the channel. Down beside the subscribe button is a join button. Hit that join button. You can become a commander or a captain immediately on the Trekyards, on Team Trekyards here. And you can outrank us even and be an admiral. So, or just join the rank of captain. Be the same rank as me. We'll have a captain's table discussion, and you'll already outrank Samuel. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Do it. Tangent Rambles. Oh, I agree. It's just that the only academy we ever seem to hear about is the one in San Francisco. Yes, that's the main campus. So, B. Cluet. I think showing the California classes just to show how common they are. It feels like they are everywhere, like the shuttlecraft. Yes, but they're done a lot better than the Picard shuttlecraft, I gotta say. Dave Stelzer, $2. Dominion killed all Mirandas, only California's left. Hezraz, I see what you mean. I think they do reference different Starfleet facilities on different planets, but that may be non-canon. I mean, Wesley on screen went to a academy training facility to do his testing, which was not on Earth. You got to assume there's ones in different quadrants and different sectors, so people can get there and then whittle down to actually go to Starfleet on Earth, like for the big training, if you will. So you would assume there's little smaller Starfleet training facilities scattered about. Jeff Jacob is sharing the McMahon interviews. Thank you very much, Jeff. And like I said, stay tuned. We're going to release the whole episode in its entirety, or the whole interview in its entirety at some point soon. So, and I do want to get Mike McMahon back at the end of the season to talk about more stuff. So, Darth Maul, Trekyards, the way those 3 aliens swarm away is also a reference to the way the 3 salamander Janeway babies swarm away. Or swam away. Why did I say swarm? Dyslexia is a bitch. Hezraz, I just assume because with universities there are branches in different cities, who knows? Springtime at Trekyards. In early TNG, the only new ship we saw was the Galaxy class and ships from Star Trek 3 and the Constellation class. Yeah, and the Excelsior over, yeah, Star Trek 3, yeah. So, Plutopia. The California class is the Oberth class of Fast Trek. And yes, the red shirts of the series. BJ Toran, captain is both a position and rank. Think Cisco and DS9. The rank of captain is usually for costs of cruisers and carriers. Ooh, we hit our 100 likes. Thank you guys. You did prove me wrong. That's awesome. I have 128 people watching, which is great. 106 likes. Can we get the likes up to 115? Just need like 9 more likes. That'd be awesome. Tangent Rambles. Well, Wesley apparently took some of his academy classes while still aboard the Enterprise D. Yes, but he was a unique case, and he was acting ensign like with a field promotion. Not right away, but he did have the training and stuff before that as well. But yeah, there's mitigating circumstances there. The captain of the best ship in the fleet, the flagship, wanted to boink his mom. So. Mr. Pete's channel needs 800 subbies. Tandy clearly got the word dog and God mixed up. Enterprise had it. Yes, I mentioned Porthos. Squadron Course, I seem to remember dog and Enterprise. Yeah, I mentioned Porthos. Just because one captain has a dog doesn't say there's a lot of dogs in Star Trek. When you look at all of Star Trek as a whole, there's not a lot of dogs. That being said, Janeway even had a picture of a golden retriever. She had a dog on Earth, but we never really saw the dog. We saw it in the picture, so. Butler. Yep, Kirk had one. Picard's dog. I don't think Picard ever had a dog, did he? Oh, well, number one in Picard. Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, now you guys are pointing out there's a lot more dogs in Star Trek than I thought. God damn. Oh no, dogs became endangered after World War III. Um, Thomas Potts, did Data mention how many cats were on the Enterprise D when Spot got pregnant? He did. He did. I don't remember the number though. Wait, wasn't Spot a male cat? Yes, Spot was a male cat until he got pregnant. It got pregnant. Could have had alien DNA. Who knows? But it was also different cats during the course of the series. Some longer haired, some shorter hairs, different markings. He, she. Who cares? It's a cat. Nobody cares. Darth Maul, Trekyards, USS Osler is the definition of its name is hostler, groom or stableman employed to look after horses or people at an inn. Well, there you go. Tangent rambles. Okay, I see one captain due for an overnight oversight review or whatever it's called. Panicking like that in an emergency is really bad for crew morale. Grand Admiral Thrawn 11. I love how the Ostler was paying homage to the black ships from Warhammer 40k. Was it really? Oh my god. I'm never going to hear the end of that now. Mark Lawrence, $5. Oh, Rubidoch. Dustach. The whatever. Got out a few jams at a club there back in the day. I'm probably saying it totally wrong and butchering it, and sorry, but if your names, if the place names in California weren't so fucking difficult to say, we wouldn't have this problem. John C. CMO, but the dog was 100 times cooler than Badgie. Oh, it's on. Dog versus Badgie. Boomer will live. Did you get that reference? That's awesome. Badgie versus the dog, the ultimate battle. Tangent rambles. Oh yeah, the dog beat Badgie out of the water. Adam Vera, $5. You were so right. I can't even get in there. Get in where? What? Judge 1981. One Constitution ship was 1071 when Enterprise was 1701. Point proven. Yeah, and the Constitution was 1700. Again, that was because they cut up the decal different and made it 1071. But yeah, that could have been a special registry that was granted to it in honor of another ship that carried the original registry. So there's lots of different things for registries. We're not going to get into that. I could do a whole video about registries and my thoughts on that. BJ Vincent, I love seeing the space vessel life form from the TNG episode Encounter at Farpoint. Also, I wonder if Salamander Anthony is one of the Tom Paris and Janeway's offspring. Probably not, but the Ronan Osler was also the name of a famous Canadian physician. But with their Canadian stuff they're dropping in this show, I could see that being a thing for sure. Tim McCaffrey, Control C, Control V, California class. Hontus Farmer, what I noticed again, the other California class ships had a red stripe where the other two had blue, gold and blue. So apparently they have a ship level division divide. Yes, each ship has its own specialty. One's an engineering ship, one's I guess security command ship of sorts. Yeah, but the different stripes are cool, and that was mentioned by Mike McMahon. We actually knew that before our interview going in, that there would be different striping on the ships. So, tangent rambles. Maybe there aren't a lot of California ships left if they keep getting destroyed like this. Leaner 337. Man felt for ransom in this episode. Usually, same thing happens to me with pretty women like Captain Ramsey. It is weird that is it weird that I was attracted to a cartoon captain? It is not weird, because I was also attracted to that captain very much. And Mariner. Not in this episode specifically. Mariner in, like, I think the third or fourth episode where they're on the planet with the crystals and Ransom is fighting the big Hulk guy. Mariner in that episode, for some reason, was just super sexy. So, no, unless I'm weird too, which probably is the case. So, yes, we're both weird. So, yes, it is weird. Matthew Mahler, substitute captains. I know when I heard that there was going to be a substitute captain or a guest captain coming, it's like, ooh, it's going to be somebody we know. Turns out it wasn't, but that's okay. I was expecting somebody, which would have been neat, but Chris Valdez, if they ever remaster DS9, they can pull a George Lucas and edit some Californias throughout the war. Yeah, and they better if they do that. That would be great. Just one in the background, two in the background, you know. Colin Barrett, there won't be a California class ship left in the fleet at the rate lower decks is destroying them. Yep. BJ Turan, perhaps Tindy is a Starfleet ROTC like in the U.S. military. Possibly. Jason O, late but loud today's episode, my current favorite so far. Yeah, I would probably echo that sentiment. It's either my favorite or tied with one of the other ones. I can't remember which one. I think it's actually maybe the one where Mariner was sexy. I can't remember. It'll be interesting at the end of the season as we do our post-season review and where we rank them to see where this one fits. But yes, it's definitely up there. Fleet Pod Swiftback throws in $3. Got 104 likes. Can we do 125? Hashtag make Fleet Pod pay. We are at 124. 124 likes with 142 people watching. We need one more like to get to 125, and there it is. Thank you very much. Whoever hit that, you are a star. Awesome, thank you. And if you haven't hit like yet, please hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. So would we, the channel as a whole, Samuel and myself, Team Trekyards, and all the moderators, and of course you guys. Because it helps the algorithm, it helps YouTube decide that we're good for something. BJ Tehran, you don't have to go to West Point to get a commission in the U.S. Army. Other colleges have programs that graduate you into the U.S. Army as a second lieutenant. The Ronin, also fun. Rubidoux, California is so unimportant of a place. I have driven through it dozens of times visiting Riverside and never knew it was there. Wow. Wow. Hontus Farmer, $5. On Mariner's age appearance, we have a saying, black don't crack. Tawny Newsome is 37, so look at that. And Tawny Newsome looks fucking phenomenal. She does not look 37. So yeah, I think her character is probably the same age. But she looks fantastic. BJ Tehran, CO equals commanding officer, captain, and XO executive officer or first officer. Jonathan Dolha, the dog plot was okay, but eyes flying out with back wings was a little too over the top. I was sure it would be because of the Q, but no, I'm sure that at the end there was a crystalline entity reference. I don't think it's crystalline entity. I think it's more in line with what the creature in Farpoint was, but yeah. Springtime, Trekyards. The Academy at San Francisco may be the elite of the Federation. Only the best get in with other officer candidate schools elsewhere. Yeah, that's kind of what I think too. Or everybody kind of goes to that one for at least the last year or two of their training, but they do the bulk of their training somewhere else, perhaps. I could see that. Thomas Potts. It didn't make sense for Starfleet to limit new cadets. The Federation is massive. If you qualify, you should get in. Yes, into Starfleet, but into the officer training program, no. The officer training program should be very selective, and I think that's what Wesley was going for. Good tea, nice house. I think the California class came out after the Galaxy class and before the Intrepid class. The aesthetics of the bridge and corridors is a blend of both styles. Dave Stelzer. Heck, Crusher was even a dog once. Q called her a shell. Oh, that's right. He did turn her into a dog. Oh my god. The Ronin. Humans have been been co-evolving with dogs for at least 10,000 years now. It makes sense other species aren't really bonded to them the way humans are. Let's see. Species 8470 spot male got pregnant. Yes. Bearclaw 385. Thank you for these live chats. They are really great to watch. Well, thank you, Bearclaw 385. I really appreciate that comment. Sometimes I'm sitting here going, well, who the hell would want to hear me ramble or read your comment and then stumble over it because I have dyslexia and I'm tired. And you can always tell when I'm a little more tired or just it's dyslexia is kicked in because some days I just can't read anything properly. Other days, boom, 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 fine, fine, fine. But you can tell on the lives when I'm having troubles, and I apologize for that, guys. Mark Lawrence, LOL. Hezraz, the dog lives. Cats are secretly evil. Kittens are cute, but cats are jerks. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Thomas Potts, Baby Yoda is better than anything. Better than anything, I'll disagree with, but Baby Yoda is pretty cool. The child. It's not Baby Yoda. The child. Kevin as we call him. Mr. Pete's channel needs 800 subbies. If they are naming California class ships after unincorporated towns, then there must be hundreds of them. Yep, pretty much. I think that's what they're going for there. Dave Stelzer, but will Boomer live after meeting the motherfucking T-Rex? There you go. You got it. Springtime. Live long live the cat. Fleet Paw Swift back $5. Boomer will live. Nice nostalgia critic reference, Cap. That guy is awesome. I've met him at Comic-Con once. I haven't met him, but I love watching their stuff. Actually, Tamara. God fucking damn it. I know Tamara in real life and Tamara on the show. I think she's cute. I have a real crush on Tamara from Team or Channel Awesome. Have to say it. Her nerd girl was the first thing that kind of attracted me to her, and then yeah, she's just anyway. They're getting off the rails there. So Hooker Unleashed Films. We did not get a doctor and the dog joke I was hoping for. No, we didn't. Well, she did say whatever that thing is, but yes, you're right. It would have been funny to have her hiss at it or something. Chef Cook, this show is so weird that This show is so weird. They had they wore a TNG uniform. We had DS9 Nemesis uniform. I just don't get it. I don't think the Indosian's costume was a first contact or whatever uniform. It was just Division 14 uniform. Who knows? Matt Deckard is here. Hello, Matt. Good to see you, my friend. I mentioned that, and you guys tossed out that logic a month ago. About what? You can't just say things like that, especially when I'm behind in the chat. You gotta be more specific. It's time for the Kentucky ships. Judge 1971, Trekyards yourself before you wreck yourself. Don't give up the ship with Captain Foley on Star Trek Online. Yeah, join the Star Trek Online fleet, guys. The Team Trekyards fleet. Thomas Potts, Trekyards. I hope the mission Captain Freeman was on went well. Yes, planting that plant. Which they might not plant. Bearclaw 385. I think the California class is basically like the Miranda class. Yeah, hold on. I gotta let the dog in. The dog. Or not. What the hell just flew in front of the camera? That was weird. But there's no dog in here. I thought there was a dog at the door. Tangent rambles. Well, they put a captain who panics under pressure in charge of in command division California ship. All captains can break if the situation, depending on the situation. So, also another female captain. Yeah, That's one thing I did notice. The captain of both California classes, the replacement captain and the other captain were both females. It's a little, that's a little in your face. Like we get it. There are female captains. Thank you. They don't all have to be female captains. Even in Picard, the captain that Raffi was talking to was a female captain too. Hazraz, Ransom deserved what he got. Too cocky. Yes. Dark Horse, Tendy's cute. I think Mariner's cuter, but I thought I'd like Tendy a lot more, but we really don't know her that well. There hasn't been a lot of focus on her character, which is weird. Area 51, Trekyards. We're all weird. Let's embrace it. Jason O. We are all weird. Next question. Jonathan C. I like the way Tendy parallels Rutherford from last week, but totally blows him out of the water. He created a hollow character, and she made her best representation of a dog. Springtime, Trekyards. Did anyone else see TOS, all those lost Constitution class ships? What a waste. Isya Simons. The dog was an adorable abomination of nature. The Ronin. California has a lot of cities, plenty of room for more California class ships. A lot more letters in the alphabet. Ramsey is post-captain. Post-captain. What? Chuck Arnowitz, do you think Q is in the next episode? He's in one of them coming up. I can say that for sure. Medallion, boim me up, Scotty. Fleet Paw Swiftback, $2. 130 now. I think we can hit 150. Do it now. We have hit 138 with 139 people watching, which is really fantastic. But people come in and out of these all the time. So if you have not hit like yet, hit that like button, please. Let's get that like number up. Mr. Pete's channel. California has 482 towns and cities. There may be 482 ships. Well, there's less now. So, Tangent Rambles. Well, that would explain why they decided to stop upgrading the Enterprise A. Chef Cook. She went officer cadet school. She maybe went to officer cadet school? That's the other thing with dyslexia. Sometimes I think I'm reading things incorrectly and I'm not. It's just because the spelling or the autocorrect fucks it up. And it's like, oh my God, that doesn't help my dyslexia. So I apologize. I apologize in advance. I can't wait to see the USS Inglewood. The Ronin. The Rubidoux was assimilated. Dark Horse, wouldn't we fix the aging problem in the 23rd century? You'd think, wouldn't you? Judge 1991, please support Fleetpaw in your likes. We have to keep the Jeffries 2 monster at bay. The Ronin, we are Riverside, resistance futile. Dark Horse, we might harness cancer for food, for good, and Wolverine powers. George Magram, Captain Ramsey gets instant Wafu status. I hope to see her again. What is Wafu? Is that like MILF? Lawrence Hagwood, there's a large hill, Mount Ribaudou, hence the name of the community at its base. Medallion, is there a USS Toronto? If not, there should be. It wouldn't be a Parliament class. Who knows? It could be a Great White North class, the USS Toronto. BJ Toron, I love your bookshelf. Thank you. It's only part of it. There's a whole wall of bookshelves, but thank you. Matt Deckard, $5. You're good enough. You're smart enough. And doggone it, people like you. Jack Fletcher, as a white male, lifelong Trek fan named Fletcher, I felt a bit attacked while watching Terminal Provocations. Yeah. Medallion, but you got to go. But you got to go to the Titan. You probably met Riker. Yeah. Jonathan C. I totally like the way they were going real dark with the farm thing, but honestly, how long would it take for a ship to get there? Well, the guy had said they were there for months, so he assumed that there was no farm. But and then the other guy, the doctor's like, the missions sometimes take a long time, but once we get here, it's worth it. Because they're going around collecting people from all around the quadrant, I would assume, that were in these accidents, so they have a full ship so they can not waste their time. Tangent Rambles. As a white male, lifelong Trek fan, not named Fletcher, I was fine with last week's episode. That's good. I thought I've read this already. Wait a minute. No, that's not right. Medallion, just upload your consciousness to the Android shell, but don't limit your life artificially. Yeah. Springtime, no love for Tendi. I didn't say that. I think she's cute. I do like Tendi. I just want to get to know her a bit better. Mariner has really stood out for obvious reasons, but that one episode where she was kind of she was talking about her scars, and she was kind of hitting on Ransom. She just really stood out in that episode to me, and just turned my mindset from wanting to like Tendi, who I thought would be the one that I'd be focusing on when the show started, to Mariner, and it's like, oh, now I'm kind of stuck on Mariner as being the cute one. So I still like Tendi though, don't worry. Dark Horse, I've seen some sci-fi have people download their minds to save space. Matt Deckard, Stripes on the Ship. Oh, that's what you were talking about, that you called. It wasn't dismissed. It was talked about. Just because you say it and say that we dismissed it doesn't mean we dismissed it. I'm sure that conversation was had a few times in a few different lives. So it might have been dismissed in one of the lives as, yeah, maybe, and then moving on. But we did focus on that quite a few times, actually, so... everybody say hi to dog. Oh, no dog. Oh, the dog teleported away. I don't know what happened with that. Plutopia, dual aging guy was wearing the first contact uniform and said that he was on the Osler for months. So the uniform change could have happened just before the beginning of the series. There you go. That's a very good point, actually. A.K. Whetstone. Am I the only one who saw the Cretassin? What's a Cretassin? Max volume didn't cross my mind. Jonathan C. There was one male captain, but he was a Tellarite and he was a jackass. Tangent Ramples, I don't think the Tellarite captain was female. No, definitely not. Tendi has more curves than Mariner. Yeah, she does. Jonathan C., I think that next week we'll focus more on Tendi. I hope so. Medallion, there are a better balance of gender on this show versus Picard. Holy crap. Yes. Medallion, you'd think Earth was all female except for Picard. Mark Lawrence, got you in 1 ear and showing. Hey, Mark. Hi, Mark's 1 ear. You're sexy 1 ear. Yeah, the other ear on the other side is not as sexy as this one. Yeah, you know it. Oh, I hear a dog again. Chef Cook, I wonder if Ramsey is related to Captain Ramsey from Crimson Tide or Chef Ramsey, LOL. Mark Lawrence, showing my kids the original Thundercats in the other ear. Oh, well, there you go. Thunder, Thundercats. Ho! Feel the magic, hear the roar. Thundercats are loose. Thunder. Sorry. That's one of the best show openers ever. And definitely one of the best 80s cartoon openers. That with TMNT. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh my god, that's a whole other live. We're not going to go there. We're not going to do it. Dark Horse, you know that's the same company that made those Claymation Christmas specials. That'd be Rankin Bass. Plutopia, would the USS Oakland be a California class ship? I don't know. USS South Central? Um, there is a Toronto, California. Oh, is there? Well, that's just wrong because it's not the right Toronto. Ronan, we have an Ontario too. Ontario, California. Yeah, that helps. I did know about Ontario, California. I did not know about Toronto though. But Ontario, still not the right Ontario. Dark Horse, dark humor. Why are California class ships always going down in flames? Because they're the least important ships in the fleet. Let's see. Tim McCaffrey, why was the guy's third hand a left hand? These are things that we need to know. I thought the same thing. Yeah, I thought the same thing. Don't know. Hezraz, I think people just notice more if their group isn't represented. People are finding things. Doesn't bother me. It's a very valid point that the new Trek is very, very, very centric on female captains. Because before that, really, we didn't have a lot of them. And then Janeway was obviously like the main one. But just it's very much a overpowering thing in New Trek. Not that it's a big deal. It's something that's being noticed and pointed out. And I'm just saying I kind of agree that I've noticed it. Mark says the Orion pheromones have me liking Tendi. Yeah, well, I haven't had a chance to sniff her yet, so, but I'm sure she'd make a great scratch and sniff. And having said that, I feel dirty now. Area 51, Trekyards, Mariner in the sickbay gown. Yeah, pretty damn cute there. Yeah, absolutely. Colin Barrett, if people could download their minds, who would not want to be talking? Who would not want to be a talking flying dog? BJ Turan, as a white male, I'm fine with all the great brown and green women of lower decks. I totally agree, my friend. Plutopia, did the Rubidox, whatever, did the goddamn other ship have a bridge window? It looked like it exploded out at the end. Who knows? Probably. Who cares? Bridge windows suck. Please don't focus on that. Chris Valdez, it did exactly why you don't want a bridge window. Chris Magram, waifu is a fictional female character from a cartoon, anime, or video game that one is attracted to. Well, there you go. I didn't know that. Although there are quite a few cartoon women that I find attractive. Stimpy McQueen, Captain Foley, when the dog was climbing the wall, the music in the background was the X-Files background music. Yes, that I did notice. A.K. Whetstone, Christessens were an Enterprise. They made Archer's chainsaw logs. Ah, yeah, I remember that episode. He had to do the whole ritual, and yeah, it was because Porthos was on board and pissed on a tree. Paul Graham, hi Captain, fun episode. Good to see you, Paul. And yes, the Ronin for the Captain. Wafu is fake Japanese for wife, meaning a woman who is wife material or just a desirable woman. Medallion, Thundercats, calling people hoes in front of kids. Yeah. The Ronin, oh no, never mind. It's fine. Colin Barrett, season 2 Transformers opener was awesome. Jace and the Wheeled Warriors was up there too. Oh yeah, there was a lot of good ones. Whoops, I confused Toronto with Ontario. Most people do. Oh, so there is no Toronto, California. Darth Maul, I live not far from Ontario, California. Definitely not your Canadian Ontario. Gene Awaski Jr. The only thing that bothered me about this episode was behavior of the captain and the other California class ship that was destroyed. Yes. Medallion's teaching me how to say a word. Rubadoo. Is that like rub-a-dub? Rubadoo? Chief Cook, the question is why they went back to wearing TNG uniforms. What was wrong with the Nemesis uniform? Well, they're not wearing TNG uniforms. They're wearing the lower decks uniforms, which are different than TNG uniforms. Quite a bit different. They've got the split that you can open it up. It's got the line down it. It's got the white stripe along here, and different boots. So it's not the TNG uniform at all. Mr. Pete's channel needs 800 subbies. I find the lack of transgender non-binary captains from Singapore disappointing. Joking. Medallion, I really like the temporary captain that was Mariner's friend. Yes, and I would like her to be my friend. Judge 1981, find this amazing as I do. Do you know Trekyards has an amazing anniversary coming? Pitch in on Patreon. That's a good one. Yeah, join us on Patreon to help us monthly, or join the channel at the rank of Captain, Commander, or Admiral down below. Hit the join button. Get some cool stuff that way as well, and helps out the channel. And yes, October 14th will be 6 years for Trekyards, so that is coming up fast. Fleetpaw Swiftback, $2, 150 likes. I knew it. Hashtag made Fleetpaw pay. 140 people here with 155 likes. That's awesome. If you haven't liked it, hit like though. Dark Horse, Rankin Bass also made the animated Hobbit movie for anyone that didn't already know. I did not know that. Hezraz, people tend to push things too hard, and that's what makes it annoying in Star Trek. Need to make it normal, not point it out abruptly. What are we talking about? Jonathan Dolha, you're right. The end creature is more like the endpoint creature, but somewhat Lovecraftian. Oh, the Farpoint creature. You're not helping my dyslexia, guys. You're really not. Gina Waski Jr., I like the bikini on the one-person head on the mind-controlled wheelchair. Yeah, I thought that was funny too. Darth Maul, with all these ship names, I feel like I'm going to bump into McMahon at some point in real life. I'm so close to these cities and towns. Lawrence Hagwood, teaching me how to say a word. Rubado. Do. Rubado. Rubido. I got it. I'll forget it in 5 seconds, but Rubido. Springtime. Who else thinks the next Star Trek series will be animated? Well, it will be, because it's Star Trek Prodigy, the Nickelodeon one. So yes, you're right. Robbie, congratulations. Colin, at years. 6 years. How time flies. Yes. Chef Cook, the aliens with 3 arms is the same one as Star Trek the Animated Series. Yes, the Andosians, same as Lieutenant Eric's from the animated series. Medallion, there is Star Trek Prodigy, yes. BJ Turon, in real history, ship captains have lost it when under extreme stress. Starfleet would be no different, like that captain who abandoned his sinking ship off Italy a few years ago. Yeah, you're always going to have one captain that just loses it for some reason. So, don't judge, man. Colin says 6 years even, yes. Tangent rambles, unless they made a point of mentioning it, which would be patronizing, how would anybody in Starfleet actually know that anybody else in Starfleet was TG or anything else? Oh, transgender, yeah. Hezraz, what I mentioned earlier, just out of place because it came out later after the convo about groups. Groups of what? What? I'm so confused. Robbie Ansley, I totally thought the end creature was the Farpoint alien. I don't think it is. It's similar enough, but... Lawrence Hagwood, yes, you got it, yay. I did it. The Canadians said a thing. That was the thing that's from California. Whoa, dude, it's tubular. Whoa. Paul Graham, I wonder how much of this is fan service and how much of this is just exploiting the rich environment. The whole "this is fan service" thing pisses me off to no end. Fan service is good. You want to make your fans happy. And in a show like this, there's no such thing as fan service because The jokes just land, they hit, they work, they fire on all cylinders. They are fan service 100% through and through. And yes, they're using the rich universe that they have available to them. And that's all you need to do in Trek to make good Trek. Use the Trek universe that you have and tell a good fucking story. So, the use of the word fan service is usually misused, in my opinion. Who gives a flying fuck if it's fan service? You want to make the fans happy, the fans that have supported you and have been fanatical about your franchise for years. Hence, fans. So, fan service is good. A lot of times, if it doesn't suit a serious story and it's just thrown in there and it's shoehorned in with like two other references in the space of like a minute or on the same page of a book, then it might be a little too fan servicey. And I've noticed that a few times. But I think fan service as a whole is misused to represent people trying to show their love and appreciation for the universe. So, sorry, Paul. BJ Vincent, I kind of like the idea of Mariner being a good, solid officer, but with no interest in pursuing command. Not everyone is cut out to be a boss and make the tough calls. Yeah, I love how she said, I don't like people forcing me to rank up. You know, why can't I just be the best ensign I can be? I thought that was great because you don't always want the extra responsibility. You don't always want that push. So, yeah, I totally feel that. Jonathan C., if and when Prodigy comes out, are you and the commander going to review it like all the other new Trek? Yes, that is our self-appointed job. So yes, we will be doing that. Borg smells like old trash bags. I can't remember how hostile the Farpoint aliens were. This one was grabbing and holding the crew. It was also being born. So it wasn't hostile for the sake of being hostile. It was emerging into its next stage. It's out of its chrysalis stage into its butterfly stage. So it was acting on instinct and just attacking things. And then as it floated away, you notice the ship was stuck to it in all different parts. So it's kind of like part ship. So James McGill, $2. Like how a space creature used starships to procreate. Lawrence Hagwood, Costa Concordia. Farpoint aliens were purple. This one was green. I'd say it was more of a blue, but Thomas Potts, Trekyards. I was worried when I heard that the lower decks. Now I wish there were more episodes left. Yeah, absolutely. Springtime. Sorry, I meant the next Star Trek series for CBS All Access, something like an adult cartoon but more serious, like a drama. Will it be animated? I don't see why not. I think they would save a lot of money and be able to do a lot more if they did it. And you do a CGI show like Roughnecks used to be, the Starship Troopers show, or Beast Wars, or Reboot. You know, do that kind of style, but more realistic. You know, trying to think of other good animated shows that are CGI but like really well done. Like a lot of, if you've seen Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix, check it out. There's some really great CG shorts in there, and some of that animation style is what I would like to see in Star Trek. Very realistic looking, like Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within, the movie. That kind of animation, I would love to see a Star Trek show based on that. I think that would be fantastic. 'Cause that's some of my favorite animation. So yes. Judge 91 Trekyards, amazing duo. Look to you. Let's be part of the family on PayPal, eh? Gina Waski Jr., the Vulcan is very judgmental, which seems to contradict the whole logic thing and no emotionless thing. She could be part human, she could be part Romulan. We don't know. We don't know her story. Tangent Rambles, I want to see another 7 seasons of Lower Decks. Absolutely. Medallion, I am watching a clip of those Farpoint aliens. They actually come in different colors. You gotta collect them all. Gina Waski Jr., I wonder what the alien species was with the black eyes. Don't know. Robbie is saying preach it. I don't know what we're talking about. Probably fan service thing. Probably my fan service rant. Dark Horse, Purgles are basically space whales with biological warp capability. Springtime, has anyone seen Noah Wells? Just saying Tendi. Just saying Tendi. What? Hezraz, I loved when Mariner punched the captain out. Yeah. Medallion, that's fine. Mariner doesn't have to be in command, but intentionally acting out and disobeying and endangering people is crap. Well, she's not disobeying people. She's not disobeying. Okay, she is disobeying, but she's not putting people in danger. She's pointed out this before that she thinks rules that keep her from doing her job to the best of her ability are stupid. So she will break those rules. And I agree with that. If you have a better way of doing things, it's fine to go to disobey a little bit to get the job done better and faster and more efficiently. But yes, don't put people's lives in danger. I don't think she does that. Colin Barrett, lots to talk about in 2021. Discovery Season 4, Picard Season 2, Lower Deck Season 2, Prodigy Season 1, Strange New World Season 1, and Section 31 Season 1. Lots of Trekyards episodes next year. Assuming it could also be a dead space next year. There's probably going to be maybe Season 2 of Lower Decks and maybe the next season of Orville. But you got to think, all these things still have to be filmed. They all still have to go back to the filming schedule, get things filmed, then edited, then effects done. You're looking at least 8-9 months. So I don't think we're going to see fucking anything until 2022. Like I said, maybe next year we'll see Lower Deck Season 2 because they're already working on that. They're almost finished Season 2 from what I've heard. And because it's an animated thing, you can have them record their lines at home. We'll probably have Star Trek Prodigy next year as well, and maybe Orville. I don't know. But I have a feeling that next year is going to kind of be like a wasteland. The only good thing will be that the movies that were supposed to come out this year will be coming out then. Like next July is supposed to be the Top Gun Maverick movie, which was supposed to be this July. Things like that. So we'll have probably a lot of movies like back to back to back to back to back, and that'll be fine as long as we can go to the fucking theater to see them. So yeah. Paul Graham, I accept your thoughts on this, and they basically agree with mine. No spanking required. Donnie Pearson, hello, Donnie. Hello, how you doing? George Magram, was the tall guy with Captain Ramsey the same species as Jayla from Star Trek Beyond? I think so. There was also the clown people that were in Picard that were like hideously just terrifying. I don't know what species they were, but there was like a lady that was on Earth that went through the transporter gate, like right behind him, and then there was the same lady or somebody that looked exactly like her with like clown makeup almost on the artifact, the Borg cube. I don't fucking know, but I think it's probably the Jayla thing. Fleet Pass Swiftback, maybe he likes spanking. I don't. I like giving spankings. Specifically to Sylvia. She rather enjoys that. She's probably going to kill me if she watches this. But yeah, getting, no, absolutely not. And yeah, only to Sylvia. Mr. Pete Channel needs 800 subbies. Prediction, Burnham dies next season. Probably, to come back a minute later. Grid Cube, the Section 14 ship was awesome. It was... not the Section 14 ship, it was the Division 14 ship. Medallion, Trekyards, the Clone Wars. No, not Clone Wars animation style. That's just too stupid looking. It's too blocky and dumb. I want like real, like Final Fantasy, the Spirits Within kind of look. Chef Cook, question, why don't they give the command of a ship to a white chief engineer guy? Because he's an engineer? Gene Iwanski Jr., does anyone know of a connection to any series where the registry number of or on the section, any series with the registry number on the Section 14 ship? Well, it's an NX number, so it's a experimental ship type, and we're going to probably talk about that in detail. Hezraz, if Mariner has been in command before, it makes sense that she wouldn't want to be again. People can be idiots and try anything to make you look bad or take their job. Just saying, it does have good. Good Cube, so sorry if it was discussed already, but what? Don't know what you mean. Medallion, I know I'm late, but I really dug the ship design of the Endosian NX ship, taking the freaks to the farm. Taking the freaks to the farm. That's a great sentence. By chi, I meant chi. By chi, I meant CGI. Yes, CGI. I would love to see a CGI show. Jonathan C. I would very much love to see way more Love, Death, and Robots. Well, they're coming out with a season 2, so stay tuned for that. There is a season 2 on the way, and I'm looking forward to it as well. If you haven't watched Love, Death, and Robots, watch it. You can watch the whole season in probably 2.5, 3 hours because they're like 15-minute long each. And some of them might not be your taste, but they're definitely all worth watching. Some I would skip now that I've seen the show, the whole series twice. I'd probably skip a few. But if you find one you don't like, don't give up. Don't stop watching, because trust me, the next episode, 15 minutes later, will be fucking phenomenal. You'll probably love it. So check out Love, Death, and Robots. Highly recommended by Captain Foley. Hezraz, Medallion, I think she maintains control when endangering people. The show has shown that when she needs to be serious. Yes, absolutely. Just anything you want. Get your Trekyards hipster clothes and more. Trekyards Teespring store. Jacob McGillicuddy, do you like turtles? Turtles. What is that? Like turtles? Like turtles is the pet? Like the animal? Turtle? Like a TARDIS? I don't know. They're alright, I guess. Weird question. Lawrence Hagwood, where did the shuttle taking them from the farm back to the Cerritos come from? The Ronin, Tuvok is pretty judgmental too, yes. Paul Graham, second Love, Death, and Robots. Awesome series. Final Fantasy style animation would be amazing. Mr. Pete Chan on these 800 subbies. Lower Decks next season will be its last? Question mark. No, it will not be at all. They'll have at least 5 to 7 seasons out of this at least. Turtles is an old YouTube video that was popular. Captain, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So I don't know what the Turtles thing is referring to. Gene Owoski Jr. I think Mariner's parents were probably very young when they had her. I would agree. Donnie Pearson. Well, Viacom CBS will indeed rebrand CBS All Access and Australia's 10 All Access into Paramount Plus in early 2021. Thoughts? Awesome. Paramount's got a better reputation than CBS, I think, so. Medallion, I'm not going to the theater. Video on demand, it's fine with me. Yeah, but that's why they didn't release Top Gun this year when they said they were going to, or in December when they said they were going to, this upcoming December, because they want to have it in theaters. So they're going to wait till the theaters are open. So. Gene Owoski Jr., what's with the red mist coming out of the Section 14 ship? It's not Section 14, but anyway. I don't know. It's not red mist. It's just mist, but it's got red lighting inside. So, again, he makes that point. Well, maybe we should turn the lights on and make it a little less scary looking. Hezraz, or the Vulcan lady was jealous or territorial of her friend. Well, absolutely she was. Absolutely, there was something going on there. Springtime, Mariner's mom and probably her dad likely tried to interfere with her career, and she was burned by it and got her revenge. If not for them, she'd be captain at 2380. No, I think they pushed her and wanted her to be captain, and she went with it. She was fine with it, and then she realized how stupid it was. And once your parents push you to do something, you're more resistant to push back. So she probably said, "Screw it. I don't want what they want me to have. I wanted to find out what I want for myself." She even said that. I want to take this time to learn more about myself as Lower Decks. Find out what I want. Colin Barrett, Division 14 could be the new Star Trek series in itself. Wouldn't be interested in it personally, but yeah. BJ Turan, CBS is desperate enough for TV content that they are throwing Discovery Season 1 onto their broadcast network TV. We'll be sure to see what the Nielsen ratings are. Snoopy McQueen, Captain, do you think that when CBS All Access and Paramount become one, do you think the price will go up? No idea. I would speculate maybe by a few bucks. Hezraz, I am good. How are you? Having another conversation. Okay. Robbie Ansley, isn't CBS All Access becoming Paramount Plus? Yes, it is. BJ Turan, I don't think that Mariner reached commander, likely lieutenant, then demoted, perhaps after a life career changing event we don't know of yet. That will explain her personality and character arc. I tend to agree. Let's see. Gene Owalski Jr., there are some submarine captains who were in their early 20s during World War II. Yes, there were indeed. BJ Vincent, wasn't there in late 2006 a Star Trek animated series titled Star Trek Final Frontier, set in the year 2528, and would center around the latest crew of the Starship Enterprise and the darker future? Yes. Do some research, look that up, because there was an interesting looking Enterprise design for that show. Kind of glad it never went through, but yeah, it's worth researching, guys. Gene Owalski Jr. Besides, if you promoted everyone on Voyager, who would decals transporter pad? Who would descale? Let's see. Lots of hellos and highs. How you doing's going on? Why Trium? Cap, have you heard if they are going to expand the episode count for next season? I have not heard. I would love them to. Even if it's 14 episodes instead of 10 would be great. But I haven't heard. Redneck Trekker, Evening Cap, have you ever watched TNG, TOS, or any Trek movies on your PlayStation VR? Makes it so epic, in my opinion. Watched Wrath of Khan last night, and it's like being in a theater. I've watched one or two movies like that. You can even watch 3D movies in there, which is really neat. But no, I don't tend to do that because I'd rather not. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Judge 1971, hey, did you know there isn't just Trekyards, but more? Gasp, you didn't know. Get in the know. Go to Fleet Yards. Yeah. Medallion Cap, have you tried to order a PS5? I was going to order one. I was really hyped about ordering one for the last few months, and then I started thinking about it, and it's like, no, I'm going to leave it until probably early 2021, like February, March kind of thing to get one, because usually when they launch something, there's a lot of kinks they have to work out. There's a lot of problems with it, software-wise, whatever. There's always something that happens. So I'm going to wait. Plus, I don't want a white one. Who the fuck wants white electronics? Electronics should be black. iPads, black. Not white around here. iPhones should be black, not white. Anyone has a white iPhone, you're wrong. I'm sorry. Or a white phone, you're wrong. Monitors should be black. Silver, maybe. Laptops should be black. My PlayStation 3 is black. My Xbox One is black. My Xbox 4, or no, my Xbox 4, my PlayStation 4 is white because my wife bought it used, but it's got a skin on it, a Trekyards skin, which looks really nice, by the way, and so it's now black. Electronics should not be white, so I'm so fucking annoyed they don't have a black PS5 yet. So I'm gonna wait. Sorry, that's my little rant about electronics. They should be black. Anybody that has white electronics is just, I don't know what's wrong with you. Gene Walski Jr., my big gripe with this episode was the glass view screen. Not a fan of glass view screens from the JJ verse. Yeah, I know, and they fucking creep their way into everything Star Trek now. It's really annoying. Colin Barrett, speaking of that abandoned series, I wonder if the burn in Discovery Season 3 is the concept of subspace being destroyed at warp drive, and warp drive rendered useless that could cause the collapse of the Federation. That's a fantastic idea, Colin. Can I use that when we talk about it? Because that'd be awesome. Colin, I love that. That's fantastic. Medallion, white electronics are dirt magnets. Yeah, pretty much. Mr. Pete's channel needs 800 subbies. The beta canon Federation dreadnoughts have buried bridges. The only Starfleet ship class to do so. Yes, the bridge is actually in the center of the saucer on a Federation class dreadnought. What about the new green iPad? I mean, the backs are fine to be silver or green or pink or rose gold or whatever. That's fine. But this front part around the actual viewing area should be black. Fleet Pass strip back. White electronics are ugly. White iPhones are the worst. Just 1981. Mine is black and purple. Donnie Pearson. Amen. I'm glad people agree with me. When I bought my, not my last iPhone, but like iPhone, like 2 iPhones ago, it's quite a few years ago. We were in the store and I'm like, I said something to Sylvia, and then Sylvia turned to the salesman and said, "Yeah, make sure it's a black one because nobody wants white electronics. Am I right?" And there's a kid and his dad, like behind us or beside us or whatever, and as we kind of walk away, I pay attention to everything that's going on around me when I'm in a store. Like I like listening to people's conversations because they're so fucking stupid sometimes. And that's why I don't talk very much to the people I'm with because my conversation is nobody else's business. Anyway, he turns to his dad and says, "I like white electronics. What's wrong with them?" It's wrong. It's wrong. Sorry. Star Trek has taught us anything. It's that white electronics are wrong. The JJ bridge is covered in white and looks like shit. But the panels are still black with the beautiful black, black with the color. I mean, even the TOS, it had the black with the colored lights. It's just black, for the fucking love of God, black. Sorry. I like the green iPhone 11 Pro though. Hey, mine's green. It's the only one they had. I have the iPhone 11 Pro Max, and they didn't have black when I ordered it. They only had the green, and you can't tell because I have a case on it all the time. But the border around the thing, around the screen, is still fucking black. And the back is a nice green color. It's not forest green, it's like a metallic green, and it doesn't look green. It's very similar to like the space gray, but a little bit darker. So that's fine. Yeah. But it's not around here that it's green, so I don't have a problem with that. Gene Owaski Jr., if we see too many more California class ships when you go on a trip to the Alpha Quadrant, it'll be like doing an I Spy rattle off the VW bugs you see. Punch bug, yeah. My current laptop is currently silver, and I love it so dearly. Silver's fine. Like a matte silver is fine. Silver is better than white, 100% agree. I've got the Batman edition PS4, which is silver. Borg smell like old trash bags. I put bright fluorescent skins on my black remotes so I can find them. LOL. Dave Stelzer, the burn might have to do with the Omega Directive. Paul Graham, what about the Omega particle being the source of the burn? Interesting. Medallion, the Burnhaming. Yes. My iPhone is purple. Hezraz, I'm hoping since a supernova or Burnham related are dumb. Mr. Pete Channel, 800 subs. The window bridge is not a deal breaker for me. The D had a glass dome. Yeah, it had a skylight, but that's different. It's not a fucking view screen. Gene Owaski Jr., German Shepherd in Little Green Men, DS9, the puppy in Q and Gray, the alien dog in the original series when Kirk was split in half. Yeah, there are a lot of dogs in Trek now that you've said it. The Apple Store Trek Bridge, yes. Wait a second, didn't the E have a window bridge? No, go back and watch that. There's absolutely not only is there no window view screen on the Enterprise E, there's no fucking view screen. It's a wall with a holographic display. Because at one point you just see the wall and you activate view screen and the holographic display comes up over the wall. So there's not even a fucking view screen on the Enterprise E. So there's definitely no goddamn window. Paul Graham, no colors and visual distractions around the screens. Didn't we talk about this last week? We did, because it's something that's very near and dear to my heart. Honey Pearson, speaking of Batman, 4 more days till Batman Day. Gina Walski Jr., and if you're a red shirt, chances are there's fewer promotions in your future as well. Chris Valdez, white is fine if it's an old Apple II. Yeah, well, yeah, sure, whatever. Redneck Trekker, another DC fandom. Chris Valdez, isn't there a walkway on the other side of it? Most bridges have walkway behind the view screen, yes. YJ Wrangler, how boring would it be to have no view screen? Mr. Pete Channel needs 800 subbies. There was a crew member who got sucked out in Nemesis. Wasn't that a window? No, that's because he fucking rammed the front of the ship into the other ship, and the front of the bridge got ripped away. It wasn't a fucking view screen or a window. Trust me, go back and watch the movie. There's a point where he says view screen on, and you see a wall, and then this view screen lights up. So watch it. And no, there's no fucking window on an Enterprise E. Don't get me started, because you're 100% wrong. So don't challenge me. And you're making me mad now. Don't do that. There's no window on the Enterprise E. That's just bullshit. So no. Kenshi 2K7, the Cemetery created a window on the Enterprise E. Fucking A, it did. Hezraz, Mr. Pete Channel, could be a wall. Yeah. Northwest Railfan, I guess there was sort of a window after the bridge exploded in Insurrection. Yeah, I guess. Area 51. Trekyards, I think they got rid of the hollow view screen after First Contact. Probably, but still. Daniel's Hot Topics, Trekyards, so how was this episode? This episode was fantastic. One of my favorites, if not my favorite episode. Yeah, we've kind of got off topic of the whole first reaction thing. We have 173 likes on this. That is awesome, guys. 134 watching. If you haven't hit like yet, hit the like button. Let's get to 175. That's 2 more likes. If we can hit 200, that'd be great. I don't think we will. But Medallion says, I still like last week's episode more. Hezraz says, I love this episode. Tidfoil Ninja, don't breathe, Cap. There are no windows. Or deep breaths, Cap. There are no windows. Robbie Ansley, indeed they did. And 2 more likes. We hit 175. Yes, that's awesome, guys. 175 likes. That's great. 140 people watching. If you haven't hit like, please hit like, because if we can get to 200 likes, that'd be great. And if we can get another $7 in super chats, it would be a great number. Just $7 in super chats. If you can super chat, just at the end here. This one has gone rather long. Well, not really. It's not too bad, actually. But anyway, if you can do another $7 in super chats, that would be great. Hit a nice round number there. That'd be awesome. Gina Walski Jr. So does that mean the Borg are eco-friendly? Yes. Hezraz, Lieutenant Dirge, the Vulcan, Durga, looked more Romulan to me, but I think she is a Vulcan. She had some attitude. Medallion, there are windows. Fleet Pass Swiftback, $2, 175 likes. Great, folks. Mr. Pete Channel needs 800 subbies. Go to Trek BBS Enterprise E Window Bridge. Trek BBS. I'll have to check that out, but there's no window bridge. Ben Rupert, Cap might be too emotional. They may need to be relieved of his command. I'm emotionally compromised. Smart Smears, the characters all feel so much more clear to me now than they did at the start, and they're all good. Yes. Mr. Pete Channel says he was right. I was right. Even if you were right, and there is a fucking window there, there's not supposed to be a window there, so you're not right. So you're still wrong, because there's no window on a goddamn Federation Starship bridge, because that's just fucking stupid. Doug Van Dorn, Mariner must have lost people under her command due to upper level mess ups. Looks like PTSD to me. Hey, that's great. Gino Waski Jr., the reason why we might be seeing so many California-class ships is because they're doing the same sorts of things and probably providing support to each other. I would buy that 100%, but there's just times where you got to help out other ships. Paul Graham, it would be inefficient to not be eco-friendly, and since the Borg are all about efficiency, of course they would be eco-friendly. Borg, smells like old trash bags, $1 with a smiley face. Thank you very much, Jill. Much appreciated. Squadron Course, $2. A little more because Trekyards is awesome. Again, thank you very much. YJ Wrangler, there isn't a window on the Enterprise E. Stop it, people. LOL. Medallion, the Borg 3D rotating hollow view screen is cool. Yes. And my fill light just went out. Again, like I gotta get a new fucking fill light. If anybody out there wants to send a good filming light to me, I'd really appreciate it because this thing is fucking garbage. I mean, it's good. It's bright. It's this fucking thing. Got a nice display on the back and whatever, but it burns through batteries like nobody's business. There are 4 windows. No, there isn't. Anyway, guys, that is it for me. Thank you for watching. This has been a fun live, and it was a good episode of Lower Decks. I'm looking forward to talking about it tomorrow. By all means, check out our edited review tomorrow afternoon, and don't forget to check us out tomorrow at 5 Eastern Standard Time, where we do the live discussion, review, and breakdown with both myself and Samuel. We look at everything and talk about all the references and Easter eggs and all the fun stuff in this episode, and just talk about the episodes. Join us for that. And we'll probably have a ship episode on Saturday. There's a new ship that we saw in this episode, so we'll talk about that. And just keep your eye out for other things next week. If there's any breakdown videos we're going to do, they'll be released next week as well. So thank you guys for watching. You guys are all awesome. See, we did hit our $7 goal, so thank you very much. That's very much appreciated. You guys are awesome. And thank you guys so much. I will see you guys tomorrow. Live long and prosper. And keep in mind, guys, and always remember, there are no fucking bridge windows, and there shouldn't be. And JJ, I want to wring his neck for that, because now every goddamn ship has a stupid goddamn bridge window. No bridge windows.